A license plate reader picked up Abby's car driving through a Fort Worth intersection on the night of October 26th. Seconds later, it picked up the truck of the man that Abby was concerned was stalking her, and 17 minutes later she was dead. And the manager showed the police an Instagram video where she found a tracking device in her car. When I was talking to my daughter about this case, she's the one that alerted me to the fact that there are TikTokers that have been posting stuff about Apple Airtags and how they're being used for stalking, and people are freaking out about this.
I'm literally shaking. Pull that up. Look what I just found on my car. Tucked in right here, like all the way in the back. I think this is where we, like, it's literally every stop. So pretty much the story time is that I was hanging out with my cousin's girlfriend. She was the only one that was riding with me in my car. And next thing you know, she ends up getting a notification on her phone, which is this one right here. This is how we literally found out, because it told us. Like, you see, it literally says first seen at 7:34. So that's pretty much when they first put it on my car. And then it says play sound, which is what I did. And then this is what I heard. This is how we were able to, like, detect where it was at in my car. And yeah, when I looked, it pretty much showed every single location that we had been to. I contacted the police, but they said that it was like a non-life-threatening emergency. So to go down to the station, mentioned I live in the Inland Empire. I do have a tracker on my car from Dodge, and it shows that I got to my first location in LA at 7:30, and this was first seen at 7:34. So literally, my car had been parked for 4 minutes, and then someone ended up doing this. It's super scary because this is stuff that like you see on TikTok, and I never thought that it would happen to me, but it did, and I'm scared.
Airtags are definitely something to be aware of if you're not, and I wasn't. Airtags were created to be able to put on like your phone or your keys or something like that so that you can find them if you're an Apple user. Technology is great, but people are using this as an easy and cheap way to stalk. And there are definitely things that you need to be aware of. So if an Airtag moves and the owner of it doesn't move with you, then an alert will pop up on your iPhone. This alert appears when you arrive home or at frequently visited locations. If you don't own an iPhone, you don't get this alert. One of the attempts at a failsafe that Apple has done is the audible thing that will alarm and let you know if this is separated from the iPhone that it's paired with. But that, from what I've read, doesn't happen for 3 days. In fact, there's a 3-day countdown on it from when it separates from its phone. It's not a super loud alarm anyway. And the thing with domestic violence is that it resets every time that it is close to the phone that it was paired with. So if you have a significant other that you are still with that is following you with this, every time that you come back home, that timer resets. So you may not know ever that this was there if you don't find it. Also, it has an audible alarm, like I said, not super loud. If it's somewhere like under the hood of your car or something, you're probably not going to hear it anyway. And you can go in and cancel those security settings or those safety settings, from what I've read, without a password or a PIN or whatever, which wouldn't matter anyway, really, because you're going to be canceling those settings in the phone of the stalker. If you find an unknown AirTag on you, you can scan it with either an iPhone or an Android phone, and it will take you to an Apple webpage that explains how to remove the battery and disable it. Also, every single one of them does have a serial number on them so that they can be traced back to whoever bought them, in theory. That's a positive, but it's not going to help you from getting stalked. Some of the things that I've seen, this one reporter had another one of her colleagues test this out for like a week. She said that when she's on the move, like she's biking or things like that, it would let this person know every few minutes within a half a block. When she's at home or in one place for a long period of time, it was accurate to the exact location that she was at.
So last night I got this interesting notification. I was being informed that there has been an AirTag that has been following me since 5 o'clock. It didn't tell me till like 11:30, but you know, I have no idea who could have done this. I went to Big O Tires, they looked under my car, we have not been able to find the AirTag. I then went to the police station to file paperwork because this is crazy, and they informed me that this is not illegal. They would not take a report because there's nothing to report. I'm to call them if someone shows up. That's when they can help me. So I'm making a public record of, hey, somebody is following me. I don't know who it is. So if something happens, this is that public record. If I find it, I'll let you know. So yeah, everyone stay safe.
It was hours before she was notified even on her phone. And depending on who is stalking you and why, you could be dead by then. Or it could reset. So just be aware that this is out there. There are so many different types of tracking devices that are out there. The tracking device that was used on Abigail, at least the first one that she was showing, was definitely not this. But this is so small. If it's on a car or something like that, you could not find it for a long time. And if you have an Android phone or you keep being around your abuser, you may not know for a long time. And that's not even including things that they can put on your phone, you know, to track you through that. Just be aware.
I just wanted to make sure I get as much information out about Apple AirTags as possible. So an AirTag is Apple's version of a tile. It is about the size of a quarter and it is magnetic. If you have an iPhone with iOS 14.5 or higher, you will automatically get a notification through Find My iPhone if you have an AirTag that is not registered to you following you for more than a couple hours. It'll also let you know at the end of the day when you get home if it hadn't alerted you before that. If you have an Android, you're going to have to get a Bluetooth scanner if you're worried about that. When you do get the notification on Find My iPhone, there is an option where you can play the sound kind of like your Apple Watch. For me, it didn't help. And then after 8 to 24 hours, it will automatically start pinging if it's been away from its registered owner for a while. So you'll be able to look for it that way. They are waterproof, so make sure you look everywhere. The battery, when it's fully charged, can last up to a year. So it's really important if you can find the AirTag to find it. The best bet is to find the AirTag because then you can find who's tracking you. Unfortunately, I have not had that. I've changed up my entire routine every single day and I am completely on alert all of the time.
The better technology gets, like, this is not a bad thing. It was created for a good purpose. It wasn't intended for this, and Apple is trying to figure out ways to make this safer for people in that situation, but they're not looking at it from the perspective of your abuser being somebody that's around you. They're just not thinking about it like that. So we have to think about it like that. That's why I'm trying to educate people, to put it on your mind, to make you aware, situationally aware. The best defense is to be careful who you allow in your sphere, who you allow in your life. But that one girl, 4 minutes of being parked, either somebody was following her very closely and it was somebody that she knew, or hers was a complete stranger. It happens. You can't protect against everything, but you can make smart choices about who you allow in your world, who you allow in your intimate circle, who you allow to feel like they have intimate connection with you, and be situationally aware. Until I see you again, stay safe.